Good morning, dear students. Myself Rekha Bian. I hope you are all safe at home. I'm handling social science subject for 7th standard. Let us begin the new lesson, Bhakti cult and Sufi heritage. In South and North India, Alvas and Dasas, and in North India, saints and Sufi create a social awakening through Bhakti cult. Indian society is inclusive of many cultures. In this society, caste system, superstition, and pseudo rituals were deported. It was believed that attaining moksha for the common man was impossible. The medieval society was under the impression that the common people were not eligible for such a destiny. During this period, saints of Bhakti cult and Sufi tradition brought in a social and religious reformation, and they stressed the importance of global brotherhood and taught that Bhakti is the best way to attain moksha. This path is called Bhakti cult. The word Bhakti is from the Sanskrit word Bhuj. Bhuj means the knowledge. Next, the important gist of Bhakti cult. Bhakti cult condemned discrimination. It preached equality. The saints of Bhakti cult opposed and condemned superstitious practices. They undertook the task of uniting the hearts of people. According to Sufi saints, Dharma is love and service to mankind. God is one, not many, they preached. Next, Bhakti heritage in South India, Andal. Andal is one among the 12 Alvars, the Vishnu devotees of Tamil Nadu. She was an adopted daughter of Vishnuchita. Vishnuchita was an Alvar who was also called Peri Alvar. Anda's original name was Goda Devi. They were devotees of Krishna. Her father was making flowers garlands and offering it to Krishna temple of Sri Villiputtur. Handa loved Krishna and she claimed that he was her husband. She wrote Tiruppavai and dedicated to God. In Tamil Nadu, Tiruppavai Vrata our ceremony, our religious observance is very famous. According to the Alvas, all Vishnu devotees are equal and their birth should not be questioned. Caste discrimination is a criminal offence, they are believed. Next, Akka Mahadevi. Akka Mahadevi was an enterprising woman in the Vachana movement of 12th century. She has made immense contribution to Vachana literature. She was born in Udutadi of Shimoga district. Her father was Nirmala Shetty and mother Sumati. Akka immersed in Shiva Bhakti since her childhood. She claimed Channamallikarjuna himself to be her husband. Her parents forcibly got married to King Kaushika. She found it a hindrance to her service to Guru, Linga Jangama. So she left the palace. Later, she stayed at Anubhava Mantapa in Kalyana for some time. There she wrote many vachana under the pen name Channa Mallikarjuna. She was respected by all Shiva Sharanas and she left Kalyana and went to Sri Shaila towards the end of her life. She left her mortal body in the Kadali forest of Sri Shaila. Next, Purandaradasa is one of the important person in Kanakadasa literature. Purandara was born in Purandargarh according to his literature. His original name was Srinivas Nayak. His father was Varadappa Nayaka and mother Leelavati, and his wife Saraswati Bai was a religious woman. Srinivas Nayaka was a miser and an atheist. Later, he distributed all his wealth to the needy people and spent rest of his life in the thought of God. And he travelled to many places, singing kirtanas, and at last he reached Krishnadevaraya's court. Vyasaraya gave him Diksha and called him as Purandara. Later, he became Purandara Dasa. We can see heinous in all his songs. He condemned caste system. We also see the combination of philosophy, moral and musical qualities in his songs. He is known as Karnataka Sangeeta Pitamaha, father of Carnatic music. He wrote Kirtanas with the pen name of Purandara Vittala. He was prized by his own guru. Dasaraya as Purandara Dasa is ultimate as a Dasa. Next, Kanakadasa. Kanakadasa is one of the famous Kirtanakaras of Dasa's literature. He was born about 1508 century at Bada village of Bankapur Taluk in Haveri district. Timmappa was his original name. Birappa and Bachamma were his parents. He was a warrior and also a poet. He headed a group of over 78 villages. It is said that he found a pot full of gold and he came to be known as Kanakanayaka. He renounced worldly things and became a disciple of Vasaraya. Later, he came to be known as Kanakadasa. He has composed many kirtanas with a pen name Adi Keshava. Adi Keshava was his personal god. He has criticized the superstitions of the society in his songs and has preached the simple path of moksha in them. He has also criticized caste system in his songs. Do you know about Kanakana Kindi? The priest of Udupi temple stops Kanaka from entering the temple. It is said that Lord Krishna, pleased by his devotion, turned his face towards west for Kanaka. This was named as Kanakana Kindi. Kanakadasa wrote Haribhakti Sara, Nalacharitre, Ramadhyana Charite, Mohana Tarangini and other. Next, Shishunala Sharifa. Shishunala Sharifa is the first Kannada Muslim mystic poet. He is known as Kabir of Karnataka and he was born in 18th-19th century at Shishunala. His parents were Imam Sahib, mother Hajjamma. He studied both Hindu and Islamic religion in his childhood. Later he passed his Mulki exam and served as teacher for some time. He took Diksha from Govinda Bhatt and wrote many Tattvapadas. In this poem, one can find Rivayat, Moharam words. Among those songs, Kalagapada, Dharmika Niti Pada, Halvi Pada, Saval Jawab Pada are famous. We can see his grave in Shishunala. He tried to spread humanity behind the barriers of caste and religion. I hope you have understood about the Bhakti, cult and heritage. I will meet you in the next class with new topic. Thank you children.